Okay. Me and my husband use a Yeti for our standalone.
Oh man, I would really love to have one of those, but I had to replace a tire last week, and
Oh
so
gosh,
now
yeah, those are expensive. Well, I started the live if you want to go ahead.
sure thing. All right. All right, here we go. So this is going to be a pretty simple one. Um, so this is DOM modifications, and it's basically like using JavaScript to um, remove elements from your web page or to amend them. It's it's actually pretty elementary, um, but I'll show you the results here before we go into. So let me refresh this page here. There, that's better. um, so I just set up a shopping cart kind of application here to demonstrate this. So you can see here you got wooden table, it's $128. Click buy, it adds it to the list. Then drum set, it's 300. There it goes. I haven't added the totals yet, so I need to do that before I turn this in. But let's let's jump over here to the JavaScript real quick, and we'll put this side by side here. So this is a JavaScript file, and the way that this works is that the way that I like doing DOM is setting up ID tags for your HTML document. So I had that linked to table one, which is here. And you can see that that's just an empty table, and I actually need to add an end tag to it. There you go. So that's just an empty table. So everything that is displayed here is loaded in through. Oh, wait, no. Oh, I'm sorry. That's the wrong table. Oh, here it is. Table two. This is basically an empty table. The only thing in it are these two items here, checkout and price. And so all the stuff that's added into table two down here is coming from this function right here, which is display cart. And the way that this works is that um, I like to shorten things down. So I get the element by ID, which is table two. I've got an index set up here, which I don't actually think is necessary, but keep it there anyway. You got your row table insert function. This is a example of DOM manipulation where it just adds a row to the table down here. And the way that you populate those rows is you have to do an insert cell. So I've got var cell name, which is row.insert cell 0, and row insert cell 1, which are these two cells down here. And then that's just formatting. But that's also DOM manipulation where cell price.align is right. So that just sets a property for the cell price cell here. Let's see here. Cell name. All right. Now, where you're actually adding in the cells to the HTML, you have to use cell name dot inner HTML, and that's equal to cart ID. And inner HTML is actually loading that into the web page. Using create element make a button. Oh yeah, and this is my remove button creator. Let's see if that's actually working. Oh no, it's not working. What the remove button is going to do is it's going to remove an element, or actually it's going to remove the whole row. So like theoretically I would click drum set or I would click remove, and then drum set would disappear. And then click it again, wooden table disappears. Let's see if there's any other things to go on here. The reason why I focus so much on table elements, like adding that into the inner HTML, is because for me that was the hardest thing to kind of grasp, and that's because there's kind of a lot of things going on, and so you have to be kind of careful about what you're calling when you're calling it, or else it won't look right. I think that's about it, though. I mean, there's other. Here, let me check the let me check my notes real quick. Pen child. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We should talk about that stuff before we end. All right. So let's go back up to table 2 here real quick. Hmm. Here it is. So this was one of the things that I was experimenting with, and it's the append child function. And what this is doing is it's creating a button here. This was the other thing too. So we're creating the remove button here. So in order to create an element, you have to call this function and then specify what element you're adding into it. So in this case, button. And then you set the remove button into the HTML document with inner HTML again. And then you can set attributes inside pretty much any HTML tag with the set attribute function, where you can set the in this case I set the ID to rem button, and then you can call that by its ID, and it's totally fine. But yeah, that just adds the button into the HTML, and then this is a stub function that I haven't written yet, but basically I'm setting the property for the on click of the button to call the remove function, which is down here. And so basically, to sum up, DOM manipulation is really handy because if there's it usually, like, the reason why I chose a shopping cart is because, like, if you're handling user input and you're making a dynamic page where it can handle all sorts of different types of inputs, it's very handy to use JavaScript manipulation on tags and stuff so that you can make a more presentable experience for the people using your website. But I think that's about it.
Looks great. Good job. I just worked on
Thanks.
this like a few days ago, so I have nothing to add or questions or anything.
Did you how many because I'm trying to use like as many functions as I can for DOM manipulation. Do you need to like use all of them? Because I don't know, it's really hard to do that.
You just mean like from the examples that they talk about? Not examples. Yeah. I don't know. I used them all the ones. I did like a super simple. Let me bring mine up. I can show it to you.
Yeah, I'll stop sharing my screen.
I can share my screen.
Yes. Oh man, I'm like losing my voice here.
Oh, sorry. So this is the one I have. So I just I didn't really, and then it goes up to the top, and then it removes it, and then it's super simple. I didn't. You put a lot more thought into users than I did.
I probably should be more simple because I spend way too much time doing stuff like that. The problem is I try to think of scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
But I
well, it was a great scenario. I just, yeah, Mine looks really simple. Sorry.
No, that's totally fine. I didn't think to add a div. All
When
mine
I
was
was researching, I saw divs mainly, and I figured that was an easy way. I mean, I didn't think to use a table, so
yeah.
I
Well,
didn't.
from what I understand, like the same syntax that you use for tables is the same ones for div. Like
Mhm.
that's the other nice thing about it is that once you learn kind of the function calls in JavaScript, it's really easy.
Yeah, it's really nice to work with it after figuring out all that stuff.
But yeah, that's about it for me.
Yeah,
That's
sounds good.
that's
Nice
weird. I
job.
remembered to come here and nobody else did.
Yeah. So you. Oh well.